Nobody is gonna come save you. If you don't have haters, you're not doing it right. You wanna fuck around, you're gonna find out. Dust it off, don't let them see, baby. Like, it gives me such an ick. You can't be Captain Save-A-Ho. Trust me, it's your world, okay? Unfortunately, I'm still a lover girl. Karma is a bitch. Sometimes trust me, baby, trust me. Alright, enough of that. We gotta do a playlist video soon. But hi everyone, it's Adyel here and welcome back to my channel. I really liked when I did my question and answer video here. If you guys haven't seen that, definitely watch that. Catch up on my life if you haven't already. But I really liked the setup kind of in the kitchen, talking style. So I'm so excited to be doing another sit down talking video. I hope my AC isn't too loud either. Also, how freaking cute. I'm an ambassador at this point. All right. Today I'm doing a full content day. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, so it feels really good. Okay, today we are going to be doing a 25 things that I've learned by the age of 25. I've seen this video float around on YouTube and I thought it would just be such a fun video to do. I feel like I haven't done a sit down advice video, let alone just sharing things that I've learned and insights that have helped me out and just my life in so long. I feel like I used to do these videos all the time, so I wanted to throw it back, sit down, and just talk to you guys about the things that I've learned in this lifetime. I can't believe I am a quarter of a century old and I'm actually halfway to 26 now, which is absolutely crazy. Sometimes I really trip out and think like, wow, I'm really a whole ass adult. Like, it's actually so scary. What is it? Is imposter syndrome the right word? Probably not, but I'm sure you guys can all relate, as I know I've grown up with a lot of you here on YouTube, and that is just so crazy to me. To think it's been 10 years plus, but just to think of my 15-year-old self sitting in front of the camera sharing things, and to think that it's been a decade, it's just crazy. And I think with the pandemic and just the past few years, it just kind of feels really surreal. Sometimes I just feel like I'm still a 16-year-old and it's just crazy to me. Like, the age I'm turning this year is a little too serious. Like, time really needs to slow down. Also, I feel like with just everything that's going on in the world, at least for me, 25 looks and feels and is a lot different than I thought it would be. But anyways, enough of that. We're getting old. I'm getting closer to 30 than I am 20. But yeah, I just really wanted to make this video to document not only for you guys but for myself, and just to see what I learned over the years. And I'm sure a lot more is going to continue to change, and growth and evolution is the beauty of life. But yeah, so I actually wrote these down on May 8th at 1 a.m. because after midnight is when all my creative juices kind of flow and come to my brain. But I just kind of randomized 25 things and we're just going to sit down and talk about all of them. So yeah, I tried to go in many different directions about many different life topics, so definitely watch to the end. It might be a long video, so grab your favorite snack, drink, adult beverage, whatever the case may be, and let's sit down and chat. Before we get started though, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Also give this video a big thumbs up and comment down below if any of these things you have learned as well, or any additional things that you have learned. Let's all chat together in the comments. And yeah, without further ado, let's get started. I don't even know what I wrote, so let's just get into it. Okay, so number 1, I wrote invest in yourself. Don't be afraid to take risks. Open up your mindset and goals. So I'm actually glad I put this one first, and I cannot stress how important this one is. Investing in yourself is absolutely everything. I know it sounds cliche and we've all heard it before, but we truly all have one life, and the only person that we got in this lifetime is ourselves. You know, of course we have our loved ones, but at the end of the day, truly the one person we have when we lay our head to sleep at night is ourselves. And life is truly short, and this one I kind of feel like I can go in two different directions with this, because while I feel like the best thing that I've learned is investing in myself, I also do have some regrets of, you know, for example, my biggest investment in myself was taking the risk to move to Los Angeles at 18 years old, and I've been here for 7 years now. You know, I went through college, got my bachelor's, took a lot of risks, and it's not always been peaches and rainbows, you guys. And I feel like I should open up more about the struggles that I've encountered in the last 7 years of trying to make it in a city all by myself. But it's truly been the best investment that I've ever made. But at the same time too, here I go on a tangent, sometimes I do have that guilt of, you know, I've missed out now on 7 years with my family back home in New York, and to think that it's been almost a decade away from them, even though they're just one call away, you know, but it's just not the same. So yeah, I might sound a little contradicting right now, but also my parents have just always pushed me towards my dreams and been supportive of my dreams and what I love to do and all of the investments that I've made in myself. So I couldn't be more grateful. But truly, I just can't express enough how much happiness you will have when you invest in yourselves and take risks and do everything in your power to achieve your dreams. Sorry guys, I don't want to talk too much per each one, and I feel like there are things that I might touch on that will be in further things that I talk about. So number 2, I put build your credit and open up a savings account. See, so some are just broad. I feel like they don't teach this in school, and this was another thing that I'm really grateful that my parents taught me and helped me with. But unfortunately, we live in a society where credit is everything, and I just can't stress enough how important it is to educate yourself and learn how to be financially responsible. It has saved me so many times, and I can do more videos on finance and things like that if you guys would like to see that. But genuinely, learning good habits to save money, build your credit, and prioritizing those things and getting in habits and routines are so important. I cannot stress this enough. Your credit score, your rainy day fund will really save you in certain aspects of life. And yeah, my biggest advice there too is, if you're not sure where to start on building your credit, have someone you trust add you as an authorized user on their credit cards, and that would probably be my best advice on how to start. The next thing is, don't stress about the future so much. Stress and worrying can take years off of your life. Loosen up. We stress so much, especially from ages 18 to 25, especially about things out of our control. So this is a big one for me, and this is something that I still actively try to tell myself and learn on a day-to-day basis. Seriously, I wish I can go back and like shake my 18 to 20, 30-year-old self and tell her like everything's gonna be okay. Like, you don't have to have a plan. You don't have to have everything figured out. Everything that you think you have figured out or you think you want for your life probably won't even go the way that you are stressing about it in your head. They have that quote, what is it? Worrying, what is it? Not me about to like find it and insert it here, but something about how like worrying is the biggest weight on your life. And I also saw a photo today that I saved. The words you speak become the house you live in. And honestly, all of those things are so powerful. And also just whatever you let live in your mind will just reflect in your life. So yeah, I know it's easier said than done, and I know we all have so many stressors in our day-to-day life, but stressing and worrying seriously is not worth it, especially in your early 20s. We're all in the same boat. Like, it's really crazy. And again, I know it's easier said than done. We have so much to worry about every day, and I feel like there's so much pressure on our generation and young adults these days. We have so much on our plates, especially on our own. But yeah, whatever's not in your control, just learning to let go and just let God or the universe or whatever you believe in handle things is the best thing that you can do for yourself. Next up, things can change in the blink of an eye. Have faith and stay humble. Things don't always turn out how we want them to, and that's usually a good thing. So for this one, I can just speak on multiple different things. Honestly, you never know what can happen tomorrow. And also that stay humble part, I've learned, you know, minding your own business, staying in your own lane is the best thing, because something that you judge someone else for, a situation they might be in, you could be in tomorrow. Seriously. Count your blessings, be appreciative, because seriously, things can change in the blink of an eye. You can have the world one day and nothing the next, or you can have nothing one day and the world and your dreams the next. Nothing is set in stone. Whatever situation you're in, just having faith and staying humble and just really pushing through, you're gonna get through it. You're gonna overcome. That's something that I definitely have learned. And also just over the course of my life, I've just had so many changes happen, and there's been so many situations that I've been in that in the moment I stress and worry so much that truthfully years later I don't even think about those situations anymore. They don't even cross my mind, and it's like all that time spent wasted worrying and stressing when there's so much beauty to the future and to the unknown. But yeah, just really trying not to take anything for granted, people, things, because in the last 25 years of life I've seriously just realized that it's true. Life is really short and things can change in the blink of an eye. Next up, I put find balance for everything and discipline. So when they say discipline is the key to life, it really truly is. They're not lying, okay? And I'm actively trying to work on that, but routines, disciplines, everything. We all have the same 24 hours in the day. And let me see, not to be a quote ass girl, but let's see. Every day you must choose between the pain of discipline and the pain of regret. And you guys, there's so much regret that I have in this lifetime of things that I wish I did sooner, or things that I wish I could go back and do, when all of that probably could have been resolved if I just had a little more discipline. So yeah, that's definitely something that I've learned, especially by the age of 25. Nobody is gonna come save you. Nobody is gonna come do your work for you. Nobody is gonna help you achieve your dreams. I mean, of course, there are some people that will, but you know, you have to just have that attitude of you gotta get up every day and get to it. Seriously, whatever you want in this lifetime, and balance is everything. So for me, I'm trying to find work-life balance right now. Sometimes we have to sacrifice a lot of our social life and a lot of our life balance for work balance. But just honestly, balance is everything, and keeping yourself level, your mental health level. Yeah, that's why I put that one. Next up, find your morals, yourself, and what you stand on before anything. Also, self-reflection. Okay, so this one is really important. You know, we all grow, we all change. Even year over year, you change so much. Even from 6 months ago to now, we change so much. But when you know your core values, what you stand for, your morals, and you stick to them, it is seriously so important. Don't follow the crowd, you guys. It can get really easy to get in the mix, be influenced by others, especially people that you surround yourself with, but just making sure to stick to your core morals. Don't do something just because someone else is doing it and you think it looks cool, or you feel guilted, because at the end of the day, you're gonna have to live with that guilt, knowing that you strayed away from your morals. But yeah, just figuring out what you stand for in this lifetime is everything. And also, don't be too hard on yourself. That's why I also put self-reflection, because self-reflection is truly everything as well. Sometimes we have to be able to take a step back and be like, you know what I did there, I didn't like. I shouldn't have done that, or I shouldn't have handled that situation the way that I did. Or, you know what, I'm acting way too crazy, I'm acting way too out of hand, I'm letting my emotions get to me. And just trying to find out the root of why you do things and why you feel things, as hard as it can be to kind of face those things sometimes. I think it's really important to have self-reflection, and the only way that you're gonna grow in this life is when you can self-reflect on the hard things, and also self-reflection on the things you love about yourself. That's so important also, to just affirm yourself every day of the things that you're proud of yourself for. Okay, the next one. Not everyone's gonna like you, and sometimes people are evil from their own projections. How people treat you is never a reflection of you. Don't take things personally. So for some reason, I feel like this is one of the biggest life lessons that we all learn at some point. I feel like some of us are better than this at others, but truly, when you get to the point in life when you don't give a shit what other people think about you, it will bring you the most peace in the world. Listen, if you don't have haters, you're not doing it right. This is something I've had to deal with my entire life, sadly. A little story time. Back when I was 8 years old, 9 years old, however old I was, and I started making American Girl Doll YouTube videos and Webkinz videos, I remember I went to my mom sobbing one day because I received some nasty hate comment. I don't even know what it was about, but she told me something that stuck with me. She sat me down, and I think I was like just crying, and I was like, I just want to delete my whole YouTube, like, you know, because you don't understand why people are so mean. And she basically sat down and told me, look, you can delete your YouTube, but who is that gonna hurt? And you know, she gave me kind of my first ever pep talk on how not everyone is gonna like you. It's gonna hurt, but that's how you develop thick skin. And yeah, truthfully, it's just a part of life. There's a lot of envy and bitterness and evil things and people in this world. And unfortunately, a lot of people are not happy with themselves and they take it out on other people. Somebody's opinion on you is simply just that. It's an opinion, and typically it is just straight projection. Either you have a trait that somebody else doesn't have, or maybe it's even a negative trait that you have that triggers something within them. Either way, opinions don't pay the bills. I mean, sometimes they do, but live in your truth. Just accept the fact that not everyone's gonna like you, and that's more than okay. If anything, it's better that not everyone likes you. And don't dwell on it. Just tune out the noise. Seriously, because honestly, the more people talk about you, the more you have something going for yourself. You're doing something right. And yeah, the art of not taking things personally will literally save you and give you so much peace, I promise. Okay, next up, put your career, yourself, etc. before love. You guys, this goes for anyone, okay? Doesn't matter your gender, but especially for my young ladies, do not prioritize love. Please, please, please don't. I hate to say it, and I'm not just saying this because I'm single right now. I'm not trying to be that single bitter girl, but truly do not risk everything for love. Love is great. Love is supposed to be an addition to your life. You know, we are all so lucky and blessed to experience love in this lifetime. However, love can leave you, and that's just a sad reality. Just don't put anything before yourself and your career. That's all I can really recommend. If I could go back, you guys, I've spent 8 years of the 25 years of my life in relationships, and when I literally think about that, it gives me such repulsion. Like, it gives me such an ick. Like, girl, like, I'm a lover girl at heart. Like, when I love. For me, like, for life, it's really for life. But you gotta learn when to hang it up. You gotta learn when something's not serving you. But luckily for me, at least, I feel like I've always put my career before love, or at least I've always just had my own apart from love. You know, like, even when I was in high school in a long-term relationship, I was building my YouTube. I left from New York to California. Even though I was in that relationship, I said, bye baby, I got dreams to chase across the country. You either gonna stay with me or you're not. But that's what I mean. For example, if I had not done that, let's just say hypothetically back then, the person I was with was like, no, I don't want you to move to California. Let's just be in love and let's just get married and have a family. I probably would have not had the life that I've lived. You know what I mean? So just don't put love first. Just don't. Nothing feels better than knowing you got your own, you feel self-fulfilled, and you do not have to depend on nobody else. Okay, the next one is about love too. Love hard, don't give up, but mostly love yourself, and everything else will fall into place. Love will find you. Okay, we kind of just touched on that, but yeah, so never give up on love. I actually am angry at myself because I thought that being single again, I was gonna be really cold-hearted and like really turned off to love and feelings, but unfortunately I'm still a lover girl and it's really bugging me. But at the same time, I love it because don't let anyone change your heart. Don't let any situation change your heart. As much of a struggle it is, as much as heartbreak can really change you. Love hard, love yourself, love others, pour love into the world if that's what you want to do, and don't feel guilty about it. Good karma flows. What you put out there, even if you don't receive it back in that moment, you will receive it back eventually tenfold. But yeah, just loving yourself, loving what you do, loving your life, love and blessings will follow you. So just keep that in mind, no matter how hard it gets out here in these streets. Do I need more lip gloss? I feel like, yeah. You're looking exotic. All right, next up. Dang, there's a lot more. Okay, I'm gonna try to speed up talking a little bit. You most likely won't remember petty situations or things in a year plus, so don't dwell. Things usually aren't as bad as they seem. So yeah, we kind of touched on this before earlier, but seriously, life goes on. Whatever petty situation, an emphasis on petty. Of course, we go through like really traumatic life changes and traumatic things that, you know, shift the trajectory of our lives, and you know, but I'm more so talking about the petty bullshit. There's so much that happens in our lives that, you know, make for a good story in a few years, but honestly, are they really that important in a few months, in a year? No. So learn to just kind of dust things off, and the things aren't as always bad as they seem. In the moment you might feel a certain way, but truly when you look at the bigger picture of life, and I more so just talk about this if it's affecting you, you know? Okay, next up, this one is so important, and I hope that I will keep this one in mind moving forward for the next 5 years of my 20s. But know when to leave jobs, situations, and relationships. Detachment and the ability to adapt is everything. You guys, I know we can all agree, if we had left certain situations sooner, how much heartache it would have saved us, how much stress. I feel like I have anxious attachment style. Not to make this a therapy session, it kind of is, let's be honest, but I feel like in life I've always struggled with when to leave and when to let things go and when to just leave things behind, and it's cost me. So that's one of the biggest things that I've learned, is just sometimes things do have an expiration date. If you want to keep testing it, you want to fuck around, you're gonna find out. And sometimes we know in our intuition. Trust that gut, trust that intuition. Do not keep it going, because then you end up with a different problem of you didn't listen to yourself, you didn't trust yourself, now you gotta forgive yourself. But anyways, not to get too much into that. Next up, find something to believe in and keep you going. So not to get religious or spiritual or anything like that, but honestly this can be general. Just find something core in your life that will keep you going. That could be your family, that could be your loved ones, that could be a church, that could be studying the constellations, whatever it is. It could be getting your iced coffee every morning. Just find something that really keeps you going, because life can get really hard, and just making sure that you have something to just keep yourself grounded and rooted and bring yourself back in is everything. This one I put in all caps. Wow, I was feeling a way about this one. It's okay to be alone. And I wrote, solitude has saved me. Aw, why is that gonna get me kind of emotional? But yeah, I feel like it is a real life thing that people experience, being scared to be alone. A lot of people don't even know how to be alone. And as scary as it is, being alone, and I put solitude has saved me because, I don't know, as scary and lonely as it was to move across the country by myself and just doing things on my own, it truly has saved me in so many ways. It has given me so much confidence in myself, so much trust in myself, and so much peace. So just know it's okay to be alone, and it's okay to have seasons of solitude. Embrace each season of life. Plan, but not too much either. You're responsible for your own happiness. So this one I wrote specifically, let's kind of go into a situation that made me write this, but you really truly have to find the beauty in every season of your life. And as down bad as we can be sometimes, you can truly find happiness in every situation if you think that way, if you think positively, if you think optimistically. So for example, and if you watched my Q&A, you would know this, but earlier this year I was in a really dark place end of last year, and I was literally talking to one of my friends about this on the phone, what was it, I think yesterday. But before I found this apartment and moved here, I was living in another apartment for, how long was it? Almost 4 months. And it was some of the hardest times of my life, or time mentally. Why am I getting emotional? Wow, okay, we need to heal. I have this book, y'all, hold on. This one, it's called When You're Ready, This Is How You Heal. And tell me why I still have not read it. I only read the first chapter literally 2 days ago, so I guess I'm ready now. But yeah. We love that. Where was I going with this? But during those times, I really had to remind myself pretty much every day to embrace that season of my life, to embrace what I was going through, and just hold on to the thought that so much bigger and better was to come. So there's so much beauty in struggle, and that's why I wrote this one. Just really embrace every single chapter of your life, no matter how hard it is, no matter how triggering or traumatic it is. Every situation, good or bad, molds us into the human being that we are and we become, and there's so much beauty in that. So, and just know that when you keep that attitude, you can find yourself and you can keep that positive, happy spirit in yourself alive. Next up, I don't even know what we're on, maybe like 15. Don't judge other people's pain, struggle, tears, etc. It can be you in a heartbeat. And then I put, sometimes it's us. We are at fault. We can be in the wrong or project or speak from pain, and we have to be able to acknowledge, learn, and redirect. So yeah, I'm sure, you know, we've seen this a lot in different life lessons in different situations, but don't laugh at anyone else's pain. You know, I feel like this is especially common in dating. Like, oh, I would never, or haha, like, look at her, she's so down bad, she's so heartbroken, haha, like, got her man, haha, I got everything she wanted, and then boom, worse happens to you. Just, you know, like, you can't build a home on other people's tears, and what goes around comes around. So again, what I stated earlier, be humble, and we're all guilty of it, okay? Like, we're all guilty of it. A lot of that laughing at someone's pain comes from projection or feeling insecure. It comes from so many different places, but that's why I put, you know, sometimes we are the problem, and we have to look at that and admit that and accept that and redirect. Just learn from it. It's just very ugly to be doing that, or, you know, just judging others. I would never be in that situation. I would never do that, because you never know what you would do in a situation, honestly, until you're in it. And life has a funny way of humbling you and sending you things that you judged. So next, don't be negative, sad, or dwell for too long. Don't judge what you see. You never know what others go through behind closed doors. We are the root of our own happiness at the end of the day. But yeah, that last part, you can honestly be so jealous of somebody off of social media or just feel such a way, but you never know what people are really suffering with. Like, truly, there's so many things that I've gone through that I have certainly not told you guys and not have mentioned on my social media platforms. And sometimes people might see the life I live now and be like, oh my god, she lives in LA, she has her own apartment, she has her own job, when there's times that I've literally struggled so hard, dead broke, depressed. Like, there's so much, and you would never know. So next up, I put, bad company can quite literally kill you. Be careful who you surround yourself with. Don't let someone get you or see you down. Losing people is sometimes a win. But yeah, pretty much self-explanatory, and it really is true what they say, that the company that you keep can bring so much negativity or positivity to your life. But then the other comment I put is, yeah, when someone kicks you to the ground, dust it off, don't let them see, baby. A loss might seem like a loss at first, but truly gaining yourself and gaining a clean circle, a true circle, a vision is better than anything. Next up, I put, you can't save everyone and everything. Things aren't worth your attention, energy, or reaction. Very, very big lesson. But yeah, this goes again with learning when to walk away, and just knowing that if someone doesn't want to save themselves, you can't save them. You can't be Captain Save-A-Ho. Truthfully, it just goes with people pleasing, everything. But yeah, certain things will be thrown at you for your attention and your reaction, and do not give it, as tempting as it is. And trust me, people will go to the depths of freaking hell to try to get a reaction out of you, to try to get energy and attention from you. Do not give it. It is not worth it. I promise you. Almost every time I've reacted, I have probably regretted it. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, ignore, ignore, ignore. Live in your own little world. It's your world, okay? Everyone else is just living in it. Have that mindset. Next up, I put, networks and connections are everything. Take risks. So yeah, this one is just another one. It truly is all about who you know, which can be unfortunate sometimes, but put yourself out there, because honestly, who you know is everything. I'll give you guys an example. My full-time job that I have right now, it is not for my degree. It is genuinely off of connections and connections only, and taking opportunities and meeting people and networking. Yeah, you never know, seriously. And that goes into my next thing, Be kind, even when the world isn't and others aren't. This is so huge. Be kind. Reputation is really everything. So being a mean person is not worth it. It's not cute. Especially if you want to be somebody in this world and just do good in this world. Being mean, being vengeful, being aggressive will never get you anywhere. Truly, even when you're just responding to more negativity, it doesn't do anything. It's better to be kind, and it actually catches people off guard and almost makes them more angry sometimes. But people will always remember, like, damn, she's kind, or they won't have, you know, anything bad to say. But people will make things up regardless. You know, at the end of the day, you could be the kindest person in the world and someone would say that you're the biggest bitch on the planet. So don't even pay that any mind. It's more so be kind so you can live with yourself, so you can know I was kind, I handled that situation with grace. And yeah, being kind opens so many doors. And that goes into the next one. Karma is very real. It's very freaking real. It is a real thing. I'm sorry, I'm a big believer in karma. One thing for sure that I've learned over the 25 years of my life is that karma is real and karma is a bitch. I've seen it play out so many times with myself, with others. I've experienced bad karma, good karma. I think we all have in some sense. I know some people don't believe in karma. I'm a Capricorn and our sign is very karmic, so fuck with us and find out. Anyways, yeah, what you put out in this world is what you're gonna get right back. Okay, we're almost getting there. Leave the past behind. Don't let it break you. Our past makes us who we are and we need to learn to embrace it, but we need to heal. Some people don't address their traumas forever and ever and spend a lifetime unhappy. Wow, I was feeling this one. The past gives you lessons and regrets only. Quote, rock bottom will teach you the lessons that the mountaintop never will. Aw, but yeah, it's super true. Embrace it. And I think the biggest thing that I've seen just growing up is seeing, you know, 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds, 70-year-olds still angry and still bitter and still just hating and angry at this world. And it's just like a lot of that is stemmed from unhealed trauma and just becoming a bitter, negative person. Embrace your past. I know we all come from so many different places and so many different pasts, and some better than others. And truthfully, I think another thing that I've just learned is, fortunately, I feel like I had a great childhood. I don't feel like I have any sort of childhood trauma or anything like that. I feel like my trauma kind of came from going into the real world and seeing how other people can be and other people and situations kind of giving me trauma. But I feel like growing up, you meet so many people and you hear and you see what people go through and other people's pain and other people's past. And, you know, not to sit here and like compare traumas or compare pasts, but there is quotes too that say like, things that you're worried about, if you put them all in a pile and you heard what other people are going through, you wouldn't feel so bad about what you're going through, or you would be more appreciative. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm making sense or where I'm going with this, but truthfully, the past is the past. It molds us and it shapes us, and every day we have to actively work towards, you know, overcoming that and not living in the past. It's so easy to live in traumas and to like stay stuck and let our childhood or let our past situations influence our future. But again, just learning to like have control of that. Next up, your future is in the hands of your present actions. So yeah, that's a scary one. It's a scary reality to accept and to face, but it's the truth, you know? And sometimes I feel like the older I get, the guiltier I get too. Just laying down and really relaxing. Or, you know, lately, I know I've been outside a lot in my outside era, but as you can see, I'm here sitting down filming a YouTube video because I feel like for the last 4 months, I went absolutely insane outside, living my life, working my 9 to 5, but other than that, I was outside, at the club, on the streets. But I just kind of had a reality check this month in July, and I was like, whoa. Okay, girl, you need to slow down. I know you're having fun. I'm glad you're having fun. I'm glad you're making memories. But at the same time, your future self depends on you. So yeah, that's kind of what inspired that one. Okay, number 24 for 2024. Do what makes you happy and do what you want for you. Again, tune out the noise, live for what you want. It's your life. And whatever you can live with is the most important. So yeah, do whatever's gonna make you happy. At the end of the day, tune out the noise and do whatever makes you happy and what makes you feel fulfilled. You have to live with yourself, your actions, your life. So as long as you're happy, that's all that matters. And I feel like I got this one from one, getting advice from others, and two, giving advice myself, because sometimes, you know, we can ask for advice, but at the end of the day, I feel like it always comes down to, what do you want? Can you live with yourself if you do XYZ? Will you have regrets if you don't do XYZ? What will ultimately make you the most happy? And, you know, tuning out the noise. For example, I could go to my best friend right now and be like, I want to go call this person and tell them this, and that. And she could judge me and be like, girl, do not do that. It's not worth it. I'm gonna judge the hell out of you if you do that. But at the end of the day, yes, I'm getting that advice from her, but if that's not what's gonna make me happy and I wanna freaking do it, I'm gonna do it. And that's what you should do all the time. Sometimes, you know, you might regret it, but you know what I mean. At the end of the day, it's your life. Live it how you want to live it and live with no regrets. Live with happiness. And number 25, give yourself grace and forgiveness for your mistakes. It's never too late. A lot of the times we hold on to ego as well, and a lot of feelings stem from a place of ego. So yeah, this has been probably one of my biggest lessons, I would say, of this year actually, and that's why I'm glad it's number 25. It's the last one. I would love to do another video like this probably when I turn 30. That sounds kind of far. I don't know. Maybe like 28. I don't know. Maybe I'll do like a late 20s edition, but I know there's so much to learn, and we're all gonna learn so much as life continues. But I feel like I've learned a lot in this 25 years of life. Especially this year. This year I was kind of catapulted. I learned so many life lessons this year alone, in the last 6 months alone, especially because I feel like when I just look back to a year ago to now, if you guys only knew what life I was living last July 2023 versus July 2024, it is night and day. Night and day. My mental health, my emotions, my outlook on life, my physical place of living, my career, my finances, literally every single thing about my life changed for the better. But you know, there's also situations where I can go, for example, from 2019 to 2020. 2019, I felt like I was on cloud 9, living the best, going, kind of living how I am now, but back then. And then boom, 2020, worst mental state, worst fucking, lost my apartment, you know. So it can really go both ways. But I just learned so much this year, and the biggest thing that I've had to learn to do this year is giving myself grace and forgiving myself. You know, we all like try certain things, and sometimes we do things that aren't the best for us, but we live and we learn, and forgiving ourselves is really important. Sometimes we will live onto a lifetime of guilt simply because we don't want to forgive ourselves for certain things that we allowed or did, or you know, but we're not perfect humans. We all have our flaws, and yeah. Wow, I am parched. I feel like I've been talking for so long, but I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I feel like there was so many different topics and I got really deep, so I hope that you either learned something or were inspired or something. I just hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to see more. I definitely want to do more sit-down videos. I know I've been saying this for the longest time, but I kind of want to do a series like what would Adyel do, where you guys submit your advice or your scenarios for me to read and give advice. I love you all so much. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you want to see next, okay? Please let me know. I'm gonna go film and take some photos now and do the damn thing, but I really want to know what else you guys want to see. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye everyone.